Hello, welcome back chess nerds to a new video. In today's video we are going to be reviewing the game that made Hikaru Nakamura cry against the best player of all time, Magnus Carlsen. This was the Sinquefield Cup 2018 and Hikaru needed to win because he had a very bad score. So let's dive into it. So first we have d4 e4 by Magnus trying to play Queen's Gambit, and it is declined now because Hikaru did not take this pawn, which is a good move, I think, because I played this opening, and if you go ahead and take the pawn, I simply play this move, and I'm already up 0.5 from the opening. So I think you should not be taking it. Then bishop out, castles, we push the pawn. Magnus develops very normally, and here, it's a very smart move from Hikaru. When the bishop is already pushed, then you take this pawn so that the bishop has to move once again to capture the pawn. So if this happened, for example, this position would be very much winning for white because the bishop moved once and took the pawn, and already all of his pieces are developed. That's why Hikaru waited for him to play bishop to d3 and then took the pawn. Okay, now he's offering the trade of the strong bishop on c4. Magnus refuses, of course, he wants to trade on his terms. That occurs. Now Hikaru pushes the pawn. We have a trade. So far, Hikaru is playing well. Don't forget he's playing with the black pieces, so even a draw is not very bad. He wants to win because he's 3 out of 9, but even a draw is not a catastrophe. So he develops the knight. Magnus supports the knight with the rook. Same thing, they're trying to take the c file.
And now a word from Mr. Producer. Subscribe to this fucking channel so that this fucking man can finally make some fucking money.
Now Magnus jumps to the center of the board with his knight. Hikaru does not take. Let's see what happens if he takes. The bishop is in a great place. He cannot be threatened with the push of a pawn. He's threatening the knight. This knight could go here, so it's better for white, I think. That's why Hikaru did not take. So this instead happened. Okay, Hikaru takes with the rook. I think because he wants to bring the other rook. So till now it's a very drawn game. Drawish. Okay, he comes back with the queen. What is he preparing? I cannot understand this move. So I'm not a grandmaster, I'm not a master. I'm trying to improve my chess with you guys. That's our goal. So we're trying to understand why he played such moves. So why did he move the queen back? Do you know? If you know, just tell me in the comments below. But I'm gonna speculate. Maybe he was afraid of this move? Maybe. Because if he played, for example, here, would that be a bad position? Okay, now we move back. No, you cannot trade because you'll take with the queen first and lose your queen. But it's a threatening move. He didn't want to go through that. So I think that's why he moved the queen back here. Now we have a push of a pawn from Magnus. He's trying to wait and see what happens. Okay, so this move happens. So I'm just a very good player. It happens, okay. Putting more pressure, of course, on the c5 pawn. Hikaru also defends very well. It's a very drawish position till now. I don't know how Hikaru blundered this. Let's see. Okay, you should trade. You have to. And now Okay, it's a little bit better for white. I think because his bishop is a bit better than this bishop, but I don't see why 0.4 or zero point 0.5. Okay, so black develops his bishop to a better square, pointing at this long diagonal. Now white infiltrates with the rook. Okay, do you have a trade? No, Magnus wants to play on. If he traded here, it would probably be a draw because it's two rooks against two rooks and two bishops. I think it's a draw. Yeah, even the bar says it's 0-0-0. So Magnus does not trade. He wants to play on. And that's a very good trade of Magnus. Even if he's in a drawn endgame or middle game, he still tries to push and he still tries to win no matter what. So he goes queen to e4. Then Hikaru pushes the pawn. Why did he push the pawn? Let's see here. Yeah, simply to close the diagonal on the white bishop, I think. He also closed the diagonal on himself, but I think he wants a draw. Oh, and now Magnus sacrifices. So that was a great move by Magnus. The engine is saying a brilliant move. Let's think about the move if black takes, because there's probably checkmate there. That's why he sacrificed the bishop. Let's think about it. Ah, I think that's... Wait, that's the move. This is one. Ah, okay. That's the move. Because this is mate. And you have to take. And once you take, I'll bring the other player to the attack. And then if you go here, it's checkmate, I think. You go here and then here. Yeah, you just lose slowly but surely. Yeah. Uh, that's mate. And of course, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Hikaru calculated this and decided not to take the bishop on h6 and instead played rook to e8. And surprisingly enough, he's still holding the game. So Magnus, okay, puts more pressure. Hikaru goes for pawn hunting. Magnus pushes the pawn. He wants to make place for his great bishop, I think. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. He's preparing the place for his bishop. And now black is trying to find a way to hold this game, which is not an easy task, guys. Okay, Hikaru wants to trade again, and Magnus refuses again and puts pressure on the bishop, because now if I take your bishop, you cannot take back with the pawn because it's pinned by the queen. So this is what happens. He moves back with the bishop, eyeing the rook. Okay. Now Magnus is gonna take one of these pawns. Okay. So here, is it equal material? It's equal material, but Hikaru has this passed pawn, and in return, Magnus has a great attack preparing. He has the queen already facing the king. He has a missing pawn. Hikaru has a missing pawn here. So it's a defender lost. And he has this rook, which is already in the middle of the game and in the middle of the board. So again, the bar is saying 0.1 for white, which is basically 0. So it's a draw according to the engine, but not according to Magnus, who still refuses the draw, who's still fighting, and that's admirable. So now he exchanges. He puts pressure. I think this is 1000% a draw. I don't know how Hikaru misplayed this, especially he has this pawn. He should get the draw easily because he's a super grandmaster And I've seen him save very, very hard positions, but maybe Magnus is too good. Okay, so he puts pressure on the queen. Now Magnus is trying slowly but surely to start pushing this pawn and attack the black king. Okay, he's harassing the queen again and again. Okay, he wants to take the black pawn. Black defends well. Okay, this is a long game, but this is drawn endgame. Hikaru has 1 hour 14 minutes, and Magnus has 54 minutes. So they basically both have an hour. Hikaru more than an hour. So this should be a draw. I know that. I'm not a great player, but I think this is a draw. Okay, they're shuffling, they're moving around, but not a draw. I think they repeated twice, and Magnus refused the draw. Okay. Okay, now he gives the check. I was waiting for the check. King moves back. He goes back there. Okay, he trades the queen. Even this should be like a draw. 0.6, that's what Stockfish is saying. And Magnus just continues dancing, moving the pieces, waiting for the way through. And he just keeps putting pressure, more pressure. And now we reach move 66. And there's still, this is, oh, but now he wins the pawn. Wait. So here was the blunder, I think. Wait. First, the blunder, I think, is exchanging the queens. As black, you should only exchange queens if you're sure you're gonna get the draw. But I think Hikaru was overconfident. And when he exchanged the queens here, it was, yeah, it was 0.4. And it turned out to be 0.6 after exchanging the queens. Yeah, so this was a bad move. Pawn to g5 was a bad move. I think Hikaru calculated this. Ah, okay. Wait. Hikaru calculated this. And it's a draw. But that's not what happened. Magnus did not take. Instead, he pushed the pawn. And now he has a passed pawn only blocked by the king and not a pawn. So, yeah, this is what happened. And now Hikaru decided to give his pawn away. And now Magnus has a 1.5 advantage, and he's gonna win this game. Magnus now wants to put his rook behind the pawn, behind the passed pawn, to secure promotion. Okay, now he does not want to trade. Hikaru does not want to trade here because he's gonna lose here. Because after this, I think, just go here. You try to go around, I think. Yeah, and black has to stop this pawn and defend this pawn at the same time from the king coming. So it's too much of a task for a poor king. So Hikaru refuses to exchange the rooks. And slowly but surely again, Magnus brings his pieces and attacks with the king. Here we have it. He will bring the king all the way. And here Hikaru knows he's losing. And after a few moves, yeah, white loses because I think you go here. Oh, I go here, sorry. Maybe here? Yeah, because you're threatening checkmate. So the king Has no squares. You should go back here. And then after this, you're losing. Yeah. So the white king will gobble the pawns, and then this pawn will join the party and uh, win the game. I think you go here. And then yeah, it's 1,000% lost. Uh, Black will soon be checkmated. So yeah, that's the game that's made Hikaru. I will show you the clip. This is what happened.
There it is. He usually reacts, usually shows it. And I think now it's dawning on him. There it is, that this does not hold up. His choice of giving away his A-pawn
Yeah.
and playing for this E5 move was not the way to play. I was impatient, looking to fix the position. He has a tendency to do that in defense, not to sit and wait.
He's touching his eyes. He's trying to hide it, but I think he dropped some tears there.
Displaying the futility of the situation.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Seven is actually kind of nice. Forces the king to cheat. Plays rook to e7.
He had the draw. He 1,000% had the draw and blundered it after 70 moves. That's very bad.
The rook has to play very clean.
He's devastated, as you can see.
Which two players deserve it most to be in the playoff? How can you choose between these three? Because it's so different. Bobby maintained the lead throughout.
Yeah, and he resigns here. And that's it. Yeah, that's very brutal. But Hikaru had great wins, and he almost won the candidates a few days ago. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more chess, more content, and you want to learn chess like myself, just hit the subscribe button. Bye, guys.